Quick, somebody call TPM Vids. The Walt Disney World Resort has never been so embarrassed as now. Tiana's busted Bayou adventure, a lemon made by the new class of engineers, Imagineers they call them, suddenly looking even more trashy than before. Why? Well, because Tiana's head fell apart and started shaking violently in front of the kids in the dark. It's a fabulous day, folks. It's a fantastic day, and it is so every time you come our way. Thank you and welcome back. As we get started, click the like button, drop a comment down below. And if you want to know even more of the spicy stuff we cover here, well, check out the Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/WDW Pro. But for now, it's off to Disney World we go. Yep, it's a lemon all right. Tiana's Busted Bayou Adventure is the ride at Walt Disney World with the most downtime, even though it's brand new. And by that I mean they took an existing ride that was great and was up all the time and destroyed it. Here is Mickey Visit. It says some of Disney World's most popular rides had the most downtime in 2025. It's by Lindsay Brookshire. We've covered this in the past, folks, but it needs to be said again. If you go to the list of all the rides at Walt Disney World, the ones that are broken the most are the ones that the new crop of Imagineers have designed. Whether it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Remy's Ratatouille, or Slinky Dog, it all seems to be that the newer the ride, the less it's actually running and on time. Now, there are some exceptions to this. Space Mountain, of course, is an older ride. And I guess you could count the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but for the most part, if it's a new ride, they're not having a good time keeping it up. But the worst offender is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Well, what if we told you, we don't know what it is that causes this ride to go down, but it must be a heck of a thing, because look what they'll do running this with kids seeing this. This didn't close it down. So what does, I don't know, but here's Tiana, her animatronic. Remember, Splash Mountain worked just fine. Maybe it needed some maintenance. I don't know. But here's Tiana missing half her head.
Going down the bayou, going down the bayou,
going down the bayou, indeed. Let's get a close-up of that. If we can scroll in here. Here we go. There is Tiana missing half her head. Now, behind her, folks, I don't know if you can see this. It's obscured a little bit. Behind there, we believe that is both her wig and her head. Half the head has become dislodged, and Tiana, probably the reason that she's lost her head is because she appears to be having some sort of spasmodic occurrence. No, it's not a seizure, but it is a huge problem, because Tiana, she's not on hydraulics. These are not animatronics anymore that use those kind of systems. And she is in full breakdown mode. Here you go. But remember, they didn't close the ride. They didn't shut it down. People are riding right on by. Kids terrified. It looks like Tiana is about to be deceased. One more time.
going down the bayou, going down the bayou, going down.
Hey, Culture, there's nobody who loves animatronics more than you do. This is a ride that is broken a ton of the time.
Yeah.
And yet, that's what it's like when it's open?
Well, again, I mean, this is internal issues at Imagineering for Disney. They really don't have people who are very thoughtful about the future, not recognizing that this is a very damp environment, additionally so because it's in the swamps of it's in the swamps of Florida, on top of being representative of a swamp in Louisiana, on top of having all of this stuff, formerly associated with splashing everywhere. They elected to go with piezoelectric actuators.
This is why I went to Culture, by the way, folks. I'd say that again, Culture, just so people know you're impressive. What is it you just said?
Piezoelectric actuators. The actuators are what actually create the motion. Before, those were powered by hydraulics, which can be done with various gases or liquids, things like that, to create pressure to move, part A to location B. And this is basically designed to fail. These newer electronically driven animatronics are designed to fail. They're not the classic Sarco 7 figures like the Wicked Witch that used to be in the Great Movie Ride. Instead, they're all driven by these electric actuators controlled by custom control boards that essentially drive each of those individually in a manner that, is supposed to be timed to trigger points for when these logs hit specific locations. All of these things have failure points built into them. And this is just an example of what happens when, just something very minor fails. In this case, I would suggest that the wig created this herky-jerky action that she's doing right now, and if it were replaced properly and the animatronic rebooted, so to speak, it would go back to performing its regular cyclical duties. But one of the problems with allowing for this and not immediately addressing it is that this is going to cause wear and tear breakdown on this particular figure in the future, to the point where they may have to spend extensively on repair or replacement. This is bad action to me.
And by the way, for those who are unfamiliar with that term, piezoelectric, those pads people put on their thighs to make the muscles contract and expand and all of that? That's what a piezoelectric sensor or activator is. It's a shock to make a one-time movement over and over and over again. And like you say, without the weight and the balance of that wig in the back of the skull, it's moving much more violently than it would otherwise, because it's all based on what the total finished gizmo is going to weigh and how it's going to move.
Sure. Well, she's got all kinds of problems. Her arms are locked up, etc. What's amazing to me is that Disney, prides itself on show and all this kind of stuff. And this ride is down more than any other ride, and they're letting it be open. Like, it makes you wonder, are they running this ride in order to just get it up some of the time, any of the time? Are they riding it in this kind of condition where kids are going through and it's more like the Haunted Mansion? I mean, this is really bizarre. Tom, I think this might actually terrify some kids if they go on Tiana's Busted Bayou adventure. Well,
yeah, because now it, instead of singing the song, it looks at the kids and goes, "Now I know why you cry."
Exactly. Well, it does look more like Cynthia Erivo, though. So if they want to change that, there is the possibility.
I was also about to say that, of course, it's going to be long-term costs with that particular robot, but I'd be more worried about the short-term costs for all of the lawsuits from the parents of traumatized kids.
That's right.
Also, we saw in the background there, you saw that crocodile. I remember that last year we had like these pictures, maybe it was 2 years ago, we had these pictures of that crocodile suit, and it was completely filthy, like really disgusting. Like it looked like someone had jizzed on it or something.
Like a Chuck E. Cheese that lost the franchise rights. Yeah, exactly.
Did they clean that up at the very least?
We've seen it in tears in the neck and all kinds of stuff. It's been terrible. The amazing thing about this, everybody, this is what's so shocking. Nat, this is a ride that already existed. It ran fine. It had no problems. They literally just came in and reskinned the thing. They just put in new stuff. But I don't know how they broke it, except that I will say that, this DEI hiring spree that Disney went on, and they removed a lot of the great Imagineers, and they brought in these kids out of college based on just, what do you look like and what do you do in the bedroom? I'm going to say that was a bad idea, Nat. I'm going to say that was a really bad idea.
And that's what happens when you get rid of people for ideological reasons and push them aside to bring in people that have no idea what they're doing. But I agree with the traumatized children thing, and also wondering what is going on in the Bayou. And it gives a whole new reason, a whole new meaning to hold my wig as well. So
stay out of those mushrooms in the Bayou.
Yeah.
March. I mean, the okra's still dancing, isn't it?
Yeah. Okra Winfrey, we call her.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and she's on a great weight loss plan, apparently.
Now Cynthia Erivo could interpret Tiana if she wanted to.
You could. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, starring Cynthia. Folks, that's the shape of Disney today. That's what's happening at the parks. Hide your eyes, hide your wives. Tiana's shaking everybody up in here. Well, folks, we've come to the end of another video of pure excellence and fun. Explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. That's what we hope you believe we've just done. And why should you believe it? Well, because we've done our very best to make it so. To be true, to be factual, and to do what the mainstream, so-called access journalists simply won't. Folks, you can help share this out across the fruited plains of YouTube by clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as we get ready to say sayonara for now, we ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep having fun.